The last time Moya was in a Grand Slam tournament against a giant, which Becker is, it was in the French Open against Edberg. And he'd been doing pretty well, Moya, hadn't he, up until then? And then suddenly, well, Edberg played brilliantly, but Moya didn't. He resisted, but that resistance was almost ineffectual.
But yet it's a result which I think is very important, and it's one of the reasons why I think Becker really should win this match handily, because he can play the Edberg style of game. He can rush people, and it just seems to me that he's looking at this match as if he hasn't got to get in there in a hurry. He's almost playing it because he knows it's a best of 5-set match, and therefore just pacing himself a little bit. Whereas I might have expected him really to rush Moya a little bit more, as Edberg does.
I wonder if the temperature's got anything to do with that, it's not a temperature to rush people.
It might well do. On the other hand, I can't think of anything more irritating if you're an opponent and being rushed a little bit. And there's no doubt, as far as I'm concerned, that Moya can be rushed. I think we saw that from Henman to a certain extent.
Thank you.
No real authority on the volleys there, but good enough.
No, so much so that he actually had another look at the linesman just to make sure the linesman had his hands down. Wouldn't have surprised me. I think it was in, but the call of out was almost expected.
First double. Becker, of course, serves his fair share. Normally fairly aggressive on second serve.
Well, there was a good example of the rushing, just hitting the ball inside out, the ball therefore swinging away a bit from the double-hander. Moya not using his feet well, having to stretch with the one-hander.
Despite the phone ringing, both
Thank you. Can you please turn
looking fairly concentrated.
Pages? Thank you.
Shows that he's got his mind very much on the task in front of him.
Game Becker.
Ace number 2.
2-all.
Becker looking pretty mighty there.
Yes, he was using that serve rather well laterally last year. It's not a serve that just comes to him automatically, because he tends to hit across the ball a little bit from left to right, and therefore was very good at hitting the flat, almost inside-out serve down the middle.
Lot 15. All.
Nope.
15. Personal 15.
Surprising. I thought he was a dead cert for that.
I think umpire McEwen did there too, which is why he initially was going to say 15-30. Really a point that Becker ought to have won.
40-15. $40-30. Let's for serve.
Yep, no doubts. Mentioned that he rather caved in against Edberg. There seems no sign of that here. Becker knows he's going to have to earn his victory
It's 3-2.
here in Melbourne Park. 3-2 Moya. It's the highlights tonight at 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock if you're watching in the UK. It's bound to be one of them, whatever happens here. The champion, 2-3.
$15.
Just. Moya having a look down, it was perilously close under the eagle eye of Wayne McEwen.
Yes, it seemed to skid through the line as far as I was concerned. Nice change-up by Becker. One flat serve and then the deep kicker.
40 love.
Twice unlucky there.
It'll be interesting to see if Moya can hit the two-hander cross-court on the run. Not necessarily an easy shot for the two-hander. He's gone down the line mostly on the with it.
Game Becker.
It's Agassi plays that shot so well, doesn't he? Not many can.
3-all.
No, and it's obviously as a result of balance. The one hand has got the left hand to act as a balance, as a rudder, whereas with two hands you're so committed.
Boris just spending as long as he can under the shade.
$15 love.
Would like to get this over in straight sets if he can, but if he can't, save himself as much as he can.
$30 love.
It's giving Moya a bit of a respite here. The first two service games of Moya comprised 26 points. Whew.
$40 love.
Moya looking there to serve volley Becker.
$40-15. 40-13.
I was watching the baseline rally. Just reminds me of the way Becker is able to deal with Chang on this court last year. Out hit him from the back of the court.
Deuce.
And he seems to have got a rhythm now from the back, which has been lacking earlier on. Consistent rhythm anyway. The odd sporadic shot of brilliance.
Advantage Moya. Game Moya.
And there's one of the advantages of beefing up his serve, which is down through December. Really tricky game. Becker looking to be right onto him. And two big first serves do the trick.
Yes, we expect Becker to be able to do that, but as you imply, so useful for Moya to be able to do it, and in many ways surprised throughout last year that he didn't use his frame a bit more. I can remember Becker walking onto court against Chang, and he was joking, of course, but you remember that picture of him standing over to him like Goliath. It's just the feeling that he can't do this against Moya. And whether if he looks somebody straight across and sees them in the eye, he doesn't have that automatic feeling of superiority that he does when he's playing a much shorter man. I don't know.
Becker thought that the best of him last year was in Hanover. I think you feel that you might have got that a little wrong. I certainly thought Stuttgart. What did you think?
Yes, I must confess, I thought his match against Sampras, the one he won in Stuttgart, was a real blinder. Whether by the time Hanover arrived we'd already seen it, and therefore we were perhaps expecting even more, I don't know. But I still think the tennis and the drama of that match was somehow greater. Obviously the occasion of Hanover was perhaps even bigger. And there was a spell too when he played Todd Martin in Vienna where I thought he hit a really purple patch, winning 6-2 in the third set.
Isn't it typical of Becker that he should pick out a match that he lost as his best tennis?
Well, no, he beat Sampras in Stuttgart.
No, but he said Hanover.
Oh, that he picked it up.
Yeah.
Yes, quite. Yes.
Oh. 3-4, no breaks.
Love 15.
Second double. Followed by a third ace.
Yes, this is the one that he hits with a bit of slice, and you can see the ball curving away so that it finishes up well wide of Moya. Same action he can use and has done successfully to this court.
13-15.
And here's a perfect example of it, opening up the court. He's really looking for a two-shot rally. He's not necessarily looking, because he's taken quite a bit of speed off the serve, to hit an ace.
14-15.